and saw visible improvement of their intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Approximately 3 out of 10 patients were in endoscopic remission at 1 year, based on areas visualized on colonoscopy, which may not represent the deeper bowel layer or entire GI tract. Individual results may vary. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
Your one stop for advertising? Call 844-844-iHeart.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Number 1 on your car radio preset and the new and improved iHeart Radio app. WINCAM Miami, WMIB FM HD2 Fort Lauderdale. Free never sounded so good. We are Fox Sports. Here's what you need to know on Fox Sports 940 Miami.
Coming off rookie Jacob Marcy's team record-tying 7 RBI performance in the Marlins' 13-4 romp last night in Cleveland, the Fish go for the rubber match in the 3-game series tonight with Edward Cabrera set to take the mound. Coverage here on Fox Sports 940 Miami begins at 6. The Dolphins wrapped up their second joint practice against the Lions this week in Detroit, apparently looking more competitive than they did yesterday, despite suffering a rib injury in yesterday's workout. Chop Robinson was back in action today. Sidelined Tyreek Hill, Jalen Phillips, Devon Achane, and Zach Seiler. Coach Mike McDaniel said today, as of now, he doesn't plan on playing starters on Saturday. Meanwhile, in Coral Gables, the University of Miami will be holding an evening practice today because Coach Mario Cristobal said with their first game at night, it's extremely important to get work under the lights. And the NBA schedule is out. The Miami Heat open the season at Orlando on Wednesday, October 22nd. Their home opener is Sunday, the 26th, hosting the New York Knicks. They head out to the West Coast to take on LeBron James and his Lakers on November 2nd. And the night before Thanksgiving, fans are treated to a pre-holiday feast with Giannis Antetokounmpo and his Bucks. I'm Eric Rodriguez, Fox Sports 940 Miami.
1-1. He might have hit one out of the ballpark there. Out to right and deep. Second deck. He squared the bunt 2 pitches ago. And Kyle Stowers rips number 16 into the seats. Tied at 1, bottom 2.
Miami Marlins baseball is on deck.
Pitch to Connor Norby. He drills out to right center and deep. Frelick back. Track wall. It is gone. Connor Norby. He's getting right. 1-1 pitch. That one hammered out to left center field and deep. Martian Rojas back. They're looking up, and it's gone. Wag attack. A 2-run homer.
Marlins on deck. Brought to you by ADT, the official smart security partner of the Miami Marlins, and Norwegian Cruise Line. Experience more at sea. Let's head out to the ballpark. Here's your host, Steven Strong.
Okay, nice job, Ahmed. Welcome. We are live from Progressive Field in Cleveland, Ohio on an 80-degree, what is going to be a beautiful Thursday night. You're listening to Miami Marlins baseball on the radio, Fox Sports 940 Miami. Game 121 of 162. It was an offensive outpour for the Marlins, led by rookie Jacob Marcy, who tied a franchise record with 7 runs batted in. Marcy madness was on full display last night with the multi-home run game. Heck, Jack mentioned it yesterday. Marcy outscored the Guardians 7-4, but Clayton McCullough's crew ended up snapping a 4-game skid by really throttling this Guards team 13-4 to get back in the win column. Now tonight, a shot at the rubber match with their best chucker on the hill. We are pumped to bring you Game 3 series finale between the 62 and 57 Cleveland Guardians and your now 58 and 62 Miami Marlins. The best chucker, Edward Cabrera, who is fresh off tying a career-high 8 innings last week in Atlanta. He will get the ball to make his career-high 21st start of the season. Round of applause for Edward Cabrera tonight. He will go opposite Tanner Bybee, 26-year-old right-hander, who will make his 24th start of the season. You'll actually hear from him in a few minutes with Jack McMullen. We will get going tonight at 6:40 right here on the Marlins Radio Network. Hi, everyone. Thanks for making Marlins on Deck. Welcome in. Jack McMullen, Gabby Sanchez. I'm Steven Strom. Hello, hello, hello. We got a wonderful show for you ahead, and we thank you for your participation. We first have to review what we saw last night with Jacob Marcy. Tanner Bybee will sit down with Jack ahead of his start. We'll get you ahead of the count with Cabby and Tanner. Jack and I will talk some headlines tonight. X-Poll question today at Marlins Radio, and Steve's guarantee to victory. Yesterday was much needed. It was Jacob Marcy who stole the show. 4 for 5, 2 home runs, 7 RBIs. If I clipped all 4 of his hits, it would take up most of the segment here in Seg 1. So I clipped 2 home runs. Here's how it sounded yesterday on Marlins Radio. Jacob Marcy's first ever multi-home run game.
Stowers at third, Otto at second. 2-2 to Jacob. On the way. And Marcy drills a ball out to right and deep. A line shot. Nearly gets to the concourse and gone. Out to right. He got a hanging sweeper and he did not miss it. Second homer of his career. Second homer against Gavin Williams in the first. And the Fish are pouring it on. 2-2. That one drilled again out to right and deep. That thing is gone. Marcy looks over to the first base dugout, pumps his fist, and now points towards the bullpen. Jacob Marcy, 3 for 3 with a pair of homers and tied no more.
Dude is 17 for 39 to start his career, Jacob Marcy. 3 home runs, 13 RBIs, a 14-14 OPS, 9 walks, 6 stolen bases. I got a chance to catch up with Jacob after his outstanding, marvelous. Jacob, when did you feel like tonight maybe was a little different?
I don't know. I mean, X started off with a homer, and then ever since then, everyone was hitting the ball hard, had good ABs, and hitting's contagious, so that always helps.
Did you have a favorite hit or home run tonight?
I think the one to put us back ahead, they punched us back after we got a lead, and just being able to respond real quick. I mean, I think that was huge and gained some momentum.
What family is here tonight?
Geez, I don't even know where to start. I don't even think I know everyone that's here right now. But there's a lot of people here, and just support means everything, so it's awesome.
How good did this win feel for your team, and how you guys did it tonight?
Yeah, I mean, it's huge. Obviously, we've had some tough losses lately, and just to keep battling back through everything, it was huge, and just hopefully this keeps going.
Last one for you, 7 RBIs tonight. That tied a franchise record. What does it mean to you to be in the record books for this organization?
Yeah, it's obviously an honor and super special, but I mean, that stuff, it doesn't really matter to me. I just want to win, so anything I can do to help the team win.
Congratulations. Thanks for the time, Jacob.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Is this the greatest start by a rookie in Marlins franchise history? Jacob Marcy has 10 extra base hits, 6 doubles, a triple, and 3 home runs. He's the first player in MLB history with 6 or more stolen bases and 10 extra base hits in their first 13 career games. His manager, Clayton McCullough, talked about his performance last night.
I mean, he's on a real heater right now. I think it'd be hard to say you wouldn't be surprised that this type of production, this has been on, it's been incredible. I think we're not surprised by what he's brought defensively, what he's brought on the bases, as well as the ability to make quality decisions in the batter's box. I think those were things that we felt like he could really hang his hat on, and I think we expected to see those things. I mean, and some of the early power that he's shown has been maybe a little surprising, but a great thing. I think that just goes back to him putting himself in really good counts to hit and having a short swing. He's been a real boost.
All right, that was Marlins manager Clayton McCullough on his rookie Jacob Marcy, who of course is back in the lineup, batting 6th and playing center field. Want to put a bow on this. Yesterday's performance was marvelous. It was franchise record-esque. I mean, he tied the franchise record for runs batted in with 7, the last Marlin to do so. Adam Duvall, April 13th, 2021. First career multi-home run game, 4-hit game of his career as well. So just an outstanding individual night for Jacob Marcy as he continues. I mean, it was really tough to top what he did to start his Marlins tenure, but to continue to raise the level, it's got us all appalled up here, and just an incredible start to hopefully a long career here with the Miami Marlins. We'll break here. The task at hand tonight, Tanner Bybee. He sits down with Jack McMullen to get a little bit of a scouting report. I'm sure he was hesitant on certain things on what he wanted to say, but we'll get his thoughts on this lineup, plus what to expect from Bybee tonight. He will go opposite Edward Cabrera. Marlins looking to win this series before they head off to Boston. Rubber match 640. Guardians Marlins on the Marlins Radio Network.
You needed some more production, and then you turned it into guys who are going to be now producing when you need them to.
1-0 pitch. Augustine lines into right field. That's in on a hop for a base hit. X rounding third. He's coming home. White's throw going to the plate. A little bit offline and just a touch late. And X comes in to score, standing up from second. With 2 men gone, it's an RBI single for Augustine Ramirez, and the Marlins on the board again. It's 6-2 in the top of the 4th. Opposite of Texas's concern with him. They thought that he was going to be in an insane amount of pain.
Yeah.
Pitch to X. That one stung. Past the dive of the second baseman. Albies into right center for a base hit. Myers will score from second base, no problem. And Xavier Edwards got to 300 last AB. This time he pushes to 301. Afternoon, getaway day at 1:35. Jen Powell calls balls and strikes. 3-1. That one sprayed into left field, down the line. Long run for Profar. He's still moving. That drops in. It's a fair ball. Hernandez was drifting towards third. Now he gets the run around home, and the throw coming home is late. That was a line hunter. Profar is explaining to the third base umpire, Chris Guccione, that he thought it bounced to the right of the chalk, or the left of the chalk, I should say. Yesterday has hit the skids a bit over his last few games. And the 1-2, that one cracked into right center. That is in for a base hit. That's going to keep on rolling for a while. Marcy around third. He comes in to score, and that's Major League RBI number 2 on hit number 3 from Troy Johnston. Stretching Cabby maybe 10 pitches further than you would if you were on 4. 0-1. Hernandez lifts that one high in the air, out to left and deep. Profar is back at the track. It is gone into the Marlins bullpen. Big Bert again, his 7th home run of the season, and it's a 2-run shot, 5-0 Fish in the top of the 5th.
Trim now.
Well, very much looking forward to sharing this spot with you. Jack McMullen with Tanner Bybee. Welcome in here, Marlins on deck on a Thursday night in Cleveland. The Marlins will wrap up this second leg of this 3-city road trip. We'll head off to Boston later tonight. Big thanks to Cleveland for starting this game at 6:40. We really appreciate it. Edward Cabrera will make his career-high 21st start of the season. And again, it is just fabulous to have you aboard. Awesome win yesterday. A throttling of the Cleveland Guardians. Jacob Marcy, 2 home runs, 4 for 5, 7 RBIs. Not much you can say there. Back in the lineup tonight, batting 6 and playing center field. Marcy will see Tanner Bybee. Our very own Jack McMullen sat down with Bybee yesterday ahead of his
Thank you very much, Steven. Here with Guardians starter Tanner Bybee, also friend of the program on the Just Baseball front. Cal Quantrill is the supplier of Mario Kart in the clubhouse for the Marlins when the team goes on the road. What do you remember about your wily vet, Cal Quantrill?
I mean, I just absolutely hated him. No, I mean, Cal was great. I mean, I feel like he was the guy that kind of took me under his wing. I mean, him and Shane kind of showed, like, me, Gavin, and Logan kind of the ropes because it was all kind of the 5 of us in T-Mac. I mean, he did a great job. I mean, obviously, he's going to be who Cal is. He's not going to change for anyone. That's what I love about him.
It was an interesting crossover because you, Gavin Williams, you mentioned Logan Allen, also, like, you guys came up insane stuff. Like, you were hitting 98, 99 miles an hour in Columbus before your call-up. Same deal with Gavin Williams. I think we saw him throw 101 in Columbus before his call-up. And then you got guys that are just getting outs at, like, 93, 94 in Quantrill and Bieber. What can you take away from characteristics from vets like Quantrill and Bieber?
I mean, I feel like, well, at least now, I feel like every single prospect is, like, the floor is throwing, like, 93, 95 now. I think the things with, like, Cal and Shane, before Shane got kind of like he added a couple miles per hour, is like there's so many ways to get out, so you don't need to, obviously it's nice to throw like that hard, but you don't need to do that to stay. Like, obviously early in my career it was like figuring out how to go deeper into games and figuring out how to not be throwing like 80, 90 pitches through 4 innings just so I could get deeper and help out our pen. And that was kind of just the thing that Cal taught me, and just watching him. He didn't even really have to say anything, just watching him and Shane.
We're talking with Tanner Bybee now. I was looking at the pitch mix this year. It feels like it's a little bit more like kitchen sinky, I guess, compared to last year where the four-seam usage was up a bit more than it is right now. What's gone into kind of the arsenal tweak for you this year?
I think at the end of last year, I added the sinker to kind of help with some like a weak contact pitch to help me get deeper into games. But at the same time, there's just been a lot of tinkering. I've been kind of had a late start to spring training, kind of had all this stuff, and I don't want to say I was playing catch up, but it was just trying to find out and kind of get back to kind of like my roots of who I truly am and how I want to move and how I want to get guys out and stuff like that. So I think it's at this point you're just trying to figure out ways to get outs, and that's just maybe whatever's working that day.
Guard ball is some of the best baseball in the game right now. We look at Milwaukee and we look at Cleveland, and Cleveland is as hot as anybody. What do you feel like is particularly clicking for the Guardians team right now? I
think something that we did last year that we started doing at the beginning of this stretch is that it's usually a different guy every day. It's not necessarily like 2 or 3 guys carrying us. You got freaking Jose, who's unbelievable, but then it's like Manzo started getting hot. Los has had some big hits. Kafis has come up, had some big hits, and Rocchio's come up and been unbelievable. So it's one of those things where I feel like 1 through 9 at any point of the game that we can turn a game back into our favor.
Tanner Bybee, do you feel comfort knowing that you have maybe the best bullpen in baseball kind of following you up whenever you may leave a game?
Absolutely. I feel like last year and this year, whenever I would come out of the game and I see Cade coming in and there's guys on base, I'm like, thank God, my runs are saved. But even like everyone else, Gaddis, Festa pitches like 7 days a week. Sobrowski's come back and been really good. Enright's come up and been unbelievable. He was with you guys. They're like same thing over here. It's been the same thing out there, kind of like a next man up, like go out there and get your 0 and come back in the dugout.
Tanner Bybee, last one for you. When you look at the Marlins on paper, without giving away any state secrets, what jumps out to you about this team?
They're pesky. They're definitely, I feel like obviously you have some power threats in there. I didn't get to see Stowers too much yesterday, but I've seen Stowers in college. I've seen clips of Ramirez doing his thing, hitting a lot of homers. So then you have a lot of your guys like Edwards that are kind of they're going to be pesky. Marcy seems like he put up some really good at-bats yesterday. Hernandez put up some really good at-bats. So it's just kind of the thing of figuring out how to get them out of the box pretty quick.
How often do you wear your Just Baseball merchandise?
I'll probably say like once every 2 weeks. The hat's a good hat. I like the hat.
That's a really good clip. Tanner Bybee, thank you so much, man.
Of course, thank you.
Steven.
All right, excellent stuff right there, Jack McMullen and Tanner Bybee. Good questions there, as yes, Bybee will throw the kitchen sink at you, four-seamer, cutter, sweeper, sinker, changeup, curveball. It's funny that he mentioned, and this was again recorded yesterday on Wednesday afternoon. He talked about Jacob Marcy. Now, for good reason. He's been tearing up the league, but it's just funny that he did say that, and then Jacob Marcy decided to go 4 for 5 with 2 home runs and 7 RBIs. Tanner will face Jacob Marcy, Xavier Edwards, and Augustin Ramirez, the 3 guys that he did mention. And the Marlins will look to win this series here tonight with Edward Cabrera on the hill. We'll talk Cabby. We'll talk Tanner. We'll dive a little bit deeper here into the matchup on the mound. 6:40 first pitch right here on the Marlins Radio Network.
New York last week. He got the win and the payoff pitch. X hits one high in the air and deep, out to right. There's no doubt about this one. Homer number 2 on the year for X-Man, and Xavier Edwards did not miss a stitch. Who knew he had this in him? 104 off the bat, 402 feet out to right field, and a leadoff homer for power threat Edwards. Open scoring right away. Stowers at third, Otto at second. 2-2 to Jacob. On the way. And Marcy drills a ball out to right and deep. A line shot. Nearly gets to the concourse and gone. Out to right. He got a hanging sweeper and he did not miss it. Second homer of his career. Second homer against Gavin Williams in the first. And the Fish are pouring it on. 2-2. That one drilled again, out to right and deep. That thing is gone. Marcy looks over to the first base dugout, pumps his fist, and now points towards the bullpen. Jacob Marcy, 3 for 3 with a pair of homers and tied no more. Gabby made a sign. 2-1. That one hit high in the air, out to right center field, pretty deep. Schneemann is back at the track, at the wall, and it's gone. Graham Pauley, he's heating up with the power stroke. His 4th homer on the year and his 3rd homer of the week. Graham Pauley gives the Fish some breathing room with a solo blast. It's 7-4 Marlins in the top of the 6th. In every clubhouse now. 1-0 pitch. That one lined into center field. That is in for a base hit. X can practically walk home from third base. Kyle Stowers gets right. His first hit of the night is an RBI.
Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission.
Hey, this is Eric Wagman, and you're listening to Marlins on Deck with Steven Strom on the Marlins Radio Network.
I'm upset with you, but I will wish you a very happy birthday today. Eric Wagman is not getting the start tonight. Are you kidding me? On his birthday. Oh, Clayton has to pinch hit him tonight. If he hits him tonight, he's at least collecting an extra base hit. Welcome back here to Marlins on Deck. Steven Strom, Jack McMullen, Gabby Sanchez. So we wanted to get creative with the commercials, and Jack wrote this beautiful script. And part of my script was being able to give takes. Well, I'm going to give you a take right now. Edward Cabrera is about to take the ball for the 21st time this year. Why is that important? It is a career high for Edward Cabrera. Why is it important to mention that? Because I was wrong about Edward Cabrera. Edward Cabrera has shown me something that I didn't know was capable inside him. He has shown the ability to stay healthy, to stay resilient, and to be able to respond to adversity. And he has put together one heck of a year. And if it wasn't for Kyle Stowers getting to Atlanta and making an all-star team, this guy has been the best player for this team. This guy has been the most surprising player this season in 2025. Given what we saw in the last couple of years, everyone says the same thing. Oh, the stuff is so good. 98 power, changeup, but he can't stay within the zone. Edward Cabrera at 6-5, a 3 ERA, 108 innings this year, 114 punch-outs to 35 walks. He dominated in Atlanta on Friday, allowed 1 run on 2 hits, K'd 11 over 8 innings. 11 strikeouts was one shy of his career high, and it was Cabby's 3rd straight quality start, 2nd time in his career completing 8 innings. Let's go back to the month of May. This dude has a 2.22 ERA over his last 16 starts. You got to feel good about Edward Cabrera toeing the rubber for this rubber match. He has never started against the Cleveland Guardians. He will go opposite Tanner Bybee. We just heard an excellent conversation with Jack McMullen, our pitching guru, 26-year-old right-hander from Mission Viejo, California. Starts for the 24th time for Stephen Vogt's Guards. 8-9, a 4.60 ERA, 131 1/3 innings pitch, 119 Ks to 39 walks. Very similar numbers to Edward Cabrera when it comes to the punch-outs, to the free passes. Bybee earned his 8th win of the season on Friday over the White Sox. Allowed 4 runs on 5 hits, 4 walks. He will walk guys, 7 Ks across 5 1/3. This was an outing where he coasted. For the first 5 innings, he allowed just 1 run, but then he surrendered 3 runs in that 6th inning. He's been tagged for 4 earned runs in each of his last 3 starts. He will feature a 4-seamer, a cutter, a sweeper, a sinker, a changeup, and a curveball. This guy has swing and miss stuff. Looking at his cutter, 32% on the whiff, and his sweeper is producing 31% swings and misses as well. So he's a mixed bag. This is a guy that can punch out double digits. He's also given up his fair share of home runs. 4 of his last 5 starts, he's given up a long ball. He has never started versus Miami as well. So 2 guys, Cabrera making his first career start against the Guardians, and Tanner Bybee making his first career start against the Miami Marlins. 2 guys capable of dominating here tonight on the mound. We shall see what happens. We'll break. We'll get Jack McMullen on next. We'll talk Jacob Marcy, plus what else we need to know. We did a good deep dive on Bybee. We chatted with them, but there's always more on the Marlins Radio Network.
New York last week. He got the win and the payoff pitch. X hits one high in the air and deep, out to right. There's no doubt about this one. Homer number 2 on the year for X-Man, and Xavier Edwards did not miss a stitch. Who knew he had this in him? 104 off the bat, 402 feet out to right field, and a leadoff homer for power threat Edwards. Open scoring right away. Stowers at third, Otto at second. 2-2 to Jacob. On the way. And Marcy drills a ball out to right and deep. A line shot. Nearly gets to the concourse and gone. Out to right. He got a hanging sweeper and he did not miss it. Second homer of his career. Second homer against Gavin Williams in the first. And the Fish are pouring it on. 2-2. That one drilled again out to right and deep. That thing is gone. Marcy looks over to the first base dugout, pumps his fist, and now points towards the bullpen. Jacob Marcy, 3 for 3 with a pair of homers and tied no more. Gabby made a sign. 2-1. That one hit high in the air, out to right center field, pretty deep. Schneemann is back at the track, at the wall, and it's gone. Graham Pauley, he's heating up with the power stroke. His 4th homer on the year and his 3rd homer of the week. Graham Pauley gives the Fish some breathing room with a solo blast. It's 7-4 Marlins in the top of the 6th. In every
Cuenta bancaria registrada. Aplica restricciones. Equipo, impuestos y tarifas son adicionales. Después de la promo aplican tarifas regulares. Ahorros comparados a Verizon 5G Internet más una línea Limited Welcome y AT&T Internet 300 más una línea Limited Started SL. Requiere Xfinity Internet. Velocidades reales varían. Velocidades se reducen después del uso de 30 gigabits por línea. Los límites de datos y los ahorros reales varían.
On the way. And Marcy drills a ball out to right and deep. A line shot. Nearly gets to the concourse and gone. Out to right. He got a hanging sweeper, and he did not miss it. Second homer of his career. Second homer against Gavin Williams in the first, and the Fish are pouring it on.
No, I mean, I petitioned MLB and said, is there any way that I could have Marcy bat multiple times in the lineup, right? I mean, that would be nice when someone's going hot, right? I'm sure like they did that with Jose Ramirez.
All right, that was Clayton McCullough this afternoon when asked about the lineup. This guy went 4 for 5 with 7 RBIs and 2 home runs, but he can't crack the top 3 in this lineup. Steven Strom, Jack McMullen, Gabby Sanchez, and that's no stray to Clayton McCullough because yesterday was an offensive outburst, 13-4 win over the Guardians. And Jack, I guess I want to do this. We have maybe been a little histrionic about Jacob Marcy's start. It's not sustainable. He's not going to do this every night unless you want to jump in on that 7 RBIs and 2 home runs. But I guess what is the middle ground here with Jacob Marcy? What do we have in someone in Marcy that we can expect every day from?
2 quick things. Can I give you 2 quick things before that? Number 1, love the new Radicals bump back. Dude, that was awesome. Number 2, Joe Torre's here again. Joe Torre's throwing out a first pitch. We saw him in St. Louis. We also saw him somewhere else earlier. I mean, this is the 3rd time in a month we've seen Joe Torre at a ballpark, 3 different locations. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Number 3, I think Jacob Marcy, it's tough because he's not a 1,400 OPS guy.
No, like, is he a guy that can hit 270, 280 up here? Can he run into 15 home runs? Like, what is the bar here?
Honestly, I think what you're going to see as it pertains to Jacob Marcy is a guy that's going to hit about 260.
Okay.
But is going to get on base a lot. We've seen him walk 9 times in 13 games, and this is a continuation of what he was doing in AAA. This guy was hitting about 250 in AAA Jacksonville, but he was walking. He was leading the International League in walks at time of call-up. So for me, I think the good number that I'm going to look at is OPS, and I think that this guy can be an 810, 820 OPS guy, consistently steal a bunch of bags, walk a lot. Like the on-base percentage can, if he's hitting 260, why can't the OBP be around 360, 370? I think that's a realistic outcome for Jacob Marcy. But you know what? While he's going, enjoy it. There are a couple of fever dream starts that I saw, and credit to the MLB research tool for this. Jacob Marcy, there are 4 guys since 1920 to have a 1,400 OPS for their first 13 Major League Baseball games.
Blow me away, please.
Marcy is one of the 4.
Thanks.
James Outman with the LA Dodgers. Remember, he got off to that insane start, the outfielder.
Yeah, lefty.
Davis Schneider, the Toronto Blue Jays. They were calling him Babe Schneider
last year when he debuted.
Yep.
And Aristides Aquino. You remember that one with Cincinnati where he was just going ballistic?
I don't, but I don't love those three names.
No,
because I don't know where the heck they are.
It's not elite company, but I will say James Outman is a Minnesota Twin. It's not elite company, but I will say those were all very, very memorable over the scope of baseball. And like Aquino, I remember the announcer for the Reds at the time, like he actually did, like for some reason, he was just going so loopy because he was like, Aristides Aquino.
Oh my
gosh. It was bizarre. Yeah.
I love that. I don't know why, Jack, and Gabby's going to join us now, fresh off of TV pregame.
He stole a towel from the hotel to wipe his face off.
Like when Dane Myers goes off, I'm happy because I love Dane and I love the Marlins. But there's something about watching the players that Peter Bendix has traded for. I just get giddy looking at Agustin Ramirez, Heriberto Hernandez, Graham Pauley, and now Jacob Marcy. Why do I feel that way?
I think you feel that way because you're starting to see like what the idea is, and you're starting to see it come to fruition, right? Like that's what we're talking about as it pertains to the Peter Bendix plan, where these are Bendix guys. Dane Myers has been in the organization since before Peter got here, but the fact that, we have been sold on this idea and we know that like there are very smart people in charge of the Miami Marlins from a baseball operations and a business operations perspective, to see it come true on the field, that's just a dream. Like that's what dreams are made of right there. To have an idea, see it through the finish line. That's why you get so excited.
Gabby, why do I feel this way?
I think it's the process, right? And it's the process that you could see now rather than the process that we have seen with previous guys of like, oh, it's going to come. And
Just wait.
Just wait. Like these guys are in the minor leagues and you're seeing the trades and you're seeing the guys like making an impact right now to all of a sudden be like, oh, wait, we can now see what we're getting. And it's not, well, let's, we're just going to have to go year by year by year by year. And then, okay, finally one guy might come up. They're making, like, guys are coming up right now and making impact in the game right away. Like, that is what's cool about what's going on right now.
Yeah, it's not like I have to look at AAA and like, oh my gosh. And it's fun to look at AAA right now, like Robbie Snelling, but it's fun also to get that production up here.
Right.
I think that's been the best part. All right, Gabby and Jack have your call. Let's break. Expo question, Steve's guarantee, and then the Marlins will try to win this series before we head off to Boston. Again, big thanks to Cleveland for having this game at 6:40. We're back in 2 on the Marlins Radio Network.
New York last week. He got the win and the payoff pitch. X hits one high in the air and deep. Out to right. There's no doubt about this one. Homer number 2 on the year for X-Man, and Xavier Edwards did not miss a stitch. Who knew he had this in him? 104 off the bat, 402 feet out to right field, and a leadoff homer for power threat Edwards. Open scoring right away. Stowers at third, Otto at second. 2-2 to Jacob. On the way. And Marcy drills a ball out to right and deep. A line shot. Nearly gets to the concourse and gone. Out to right. He got a hanging sweeper and he did not miss it. Second homer of his career. Second homer against Gavin Williams in the first. And the Fish are pouring it on. 2-2. That one drilled again out to right and deep. That thing is gone. Marcy looks over to the first base dugout, pumps his fist, and now points towards the bullpen. Jacob Marcy 3 for 3 with a pair of homers and tied no more. Gabby made a sign. 2-1. That one hit high in the air out to right center field, pretty deep. Schneemann is back at the track, at the wall, and it's gone. Graham Pauley, he's heating up with the power stroke. His 4th homer on the year and his 3rd homer of the week. Graham Pauley gives the Fish some breathing room with a solo blast. It's 7-4 Marlins in the top of the 6th. In every clubhouse. Now, 1-0 pitch. That one lined into center field. That is in for a base hit. X can practice.
This offer only valid on qualifying purchases at the participating Cuba Bear stores at Dolphin Mall, Sawgrass Mills, or online at CubaBear.com. This offer is valid until September 1st, 2025. Other exclusions may apply.
Snaps and claps for Edward Cabrera today, making his 21st start. That is a career high for Cabby, who has just had a sensational, scintillating season for the Marlins. Pitching to a 3 ERA, 6-5 this season, 108 innings. He will go opposite Tanner Bybee, who we heard earlier today. Big thanks to him for joining the program. Jack McMullen sat down and had a wonderful conversation with him. Steven Strom here. Hello, welcome in on a Thursday night as the Marlins will wrap up their time here in the land. Jack McMullen and Gabby Sanchez have your call. Let's get to our Expo question. We talked about Jacob Marcy in the open. He tied a franchise record. Who was the last Marlin to plate 7 runs? Make sure to vote at Marlins Radio. It is time for Steve's Guarantee.
Batter up. Batter up. Let's play some ball. First pitch is moments away. Time now for Steve's Guarantees.
But wait, we're going to wait 1 second here. When I do the Expo question, and every time Gabby's here, he looks around and says, I know. Gabby, I know that you know.
If you paid attention to the game yesterday, you said it.
I know that you know. Okay.
If you paid attention to Marlins on Deck, you know it.
Steve's Guarantee. I'm looking at Kyle Stowers, so, whoa, surprise. Tanner Bybee against left-handers this year. He's throwing his fastball, his four-seamer, more than any other pitch against lefty. The second pitch that he's throwing, that changeup, 264 times this season to lefties. Who hits the changeup pretty well? Kyle Stowers. Against the changeup, Kyle Stowers hitting 298. Jack, how do I say this with the run value? He's got a +5. Was he 5 runs above average? Like, how do I say that?
Yeah, run value is kind of like this abstract thought, but I like that. He's
Okay,
5 runs above average.
okay.
He's got a positive run value of 5 against change.
Every time I want to sound scholarly, I just throw it to Jack. He puts it in a blender, and then he's able to spit it out. That's perfect.
Alley-oop
6 home
stuff,
runs against that changeup for Kyle Stowers. And again, for Stowers against right-handers, 294, 967 OPS. I like him to collect an extra base hit here tonight. Folks, I hope you got the itch for first pitch because we come back. Jack McMullen paints the picture. Gabby Sanchez, he is ready to rock starting lineups in first pitch. It's right around the corner. Thanks for tuning in to the Marlins On Deck pregame show. I'm Steven Strom. Let's flip the M together, Miami Marlins baseball. It is next on the Marlins Radio Network.